course, we all know by now the Clippers lost to the Suns, and at this point, the Clippers have to find a way to regain momentum in this series. Hopefully Kawhi can come back the next game, as I stated, and hopefully it can result in a win. Because even though they lost to the Suns in a close game that really came down to the wire, the Suns did get the victory. A win is a win, no matter how you get it. But the silver lining in the situation is the Clippers actually, played very well. Together they played as a unit. Russ had like 28 points. He had like 7 turnovers, which was the turnovers he had was so horrible in the game. But that's Russ being Russ, and he's going to be in and out of control, and you just got to kind of deal with that if you're the Clippers. And I just personally think that that's one of those situations where I'm not sure if he had less turnovers, they would have won. But I definitely think their chances would have been better at winning if he did have less turnovers and, maybe not the costly turnovers that he had at like crucial times. It was a couple in the fourth quarter, like second half going to the fourth quarter. And, Russ makes a couple like plays or tries to make a couple plays where it's like, wow, why would you even do this? Why would you try to make that play at that time or whatever the case may be, so. It's just one of them situations with Russ. But either way, Kawhi being out definitely was a huge shock to the NBA world, especially a few hours before the game. But as I said before, the Clippers got to find a way to seize, get momentum back. And they have to just really start, playing defense very, very solidly. Because, with Kawhi being there, you definitely can. You definitely could win. But, Kawhi coming back, you still got to play defense at a high level because, they have so many offensive weapons. And Devin Booker seems to be getting off very easily against the Clippers. Even in that game, they gave up so many layups to Devin Booker, seemed like, in that second half, especially down the stretch in the fourth quarter. When the Clippers were kind of going on a run, Devin Booker was getting layups straight to the basket. It's almost like no resistance, you know what I'm saying? And, the Clippers got to be better defensively. But, of course, with Kawhi being there, that definitely helps. And if they did have Paul George, too, I definitely think this series would be flipped around a whole lot. And I'd love to see this series even more if Kawhi and PG was healthy, because I definitely think that they would definitely, give this team a run, even more than a run. I definitely think they would beat them rather easily. But of course, at this point, that's just wishful thinking. And you got to go out there and play with what you have. And I just feel, bad for, the Clippers, what I'm saying, because they have the team, they have the superstars, they have the guys, they have everything. They have the coach. They got everything you need to win a championship. Hell, they even got a good owner, what I'm saying, that's willing to spend and do anything possible to help this team win. So it's like, with all that, when you compartmentalize all that, like, why can't they win? But of course, the point is, they can't stay healthy. And, I hate the fact that Kawhi had to miss a game like that, because he knows how crucial a game like that is. You can't give away any games when you're trying to win a 7-game series. Hell, I'm almost to the point thinking was that a sabotage type moment or something like that, so the Phoenix Suns can move on to the next round and win or something. I don't know. I'm just, you come up with stupid theories and coincidences and all that type stuff when things don't go the way you planned it sometime, and you just be like, wow, what the heck is going on, but in reality, it is what it is. The Clippers are down 2-1 now, and they're going to have to find a way to, claw back into this series. And, of course, they're not out of the series, of course, by any means, but they're going to have to find a way to claw their way back in to, put themselves in position to win. And the only way that I think they're going to do that, of course, is if they get, Kawhi back, and hopefully he can, sustain and keep up, pick up right where he left off, where he was looking like the best player in the playoffs. So, you got to hope for that, but at the same time, you got to be mindful. If it doesn't happen, then you can't be surprised. But I just hope that Kawhi comes back. I hope it's nothing really, worse, anything like that with his knee. Hopefully that he can, return to his form and come back and, try to help this team win, because the Clippers still have a chance. They do. They really still have a chance. I mean, they're down 2-1. It doesn't look good. They got another game at home, but at the same time, the pressure's on you now. You've got to win that home game. It's dire need to win it. That's why going into game 3, if Kawhi was able to play, you could have just been up 2-1. And hypothetically, if the Suns won the second game, in LA, you'd be tied 2-2 going back to Phoenix, and you stole a game in Phoenix, so you definitely can do it again. But you don't want to lose the next game, of course, because then you're down 3-1 going back to Phoenix, and possibly that's where they can end it at. So I mean, it's a tough road for the Clippers right now. They gotta hope the best for Kawhi Leonard returning and Paul George, but right now it's really not looking good. Not really, because like I said, there's more pressure put on them, and I always say the Clippers play good with their back against the wall, but they're not always going to play good with their back against the wall. I mean, it's just at some point, you got to know that might stop at some point. And they played, the Dallas Mavericks a couple years ago. They were down 0-2 in that series. They were down 0-2 against the Utah Jazz. I mean, they were down 0-2 against the Phoenix Suns that year as well. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the year after, they had to fight and try to get their way into the play-in tournament without Kawhi and PG, and they did, but they end up, flopping there basically because they lost the first game to Minnesota. In the second game in the play-in tournament, where they could have got in, they wasn't able to do that because Paul George caught COVID. So it's like the damnedest thing seems to happen to this team at the most unopportune time, and I just don't get it. I just hope that changes. Here soon. Hopefully the Clippers' fortune changes here soon, and hopefully they can rectify losing that game 3, which I think they definitely would have won if they had Kawhi Leonard. I just think the energy in the building would have been a lot different. I think the energy around the team would have been a lot different, and just the energy overall as a unit, would have been a lot different going on the floor with that confidence of their main player looking like the best player in the playoffs. And on top of that, you're at your home floor, family cooking, all that stuff. And you're just out there, having fun on your home floor and protecting home court. And it didn't work out that way, but they got to hope for the best going into the next game, and hopefully Kawhi be there so they can, tie the game up, tie the series up, and, kind of go from there and see if they can, maybe steal another one in Phoenix. And then, hey, if they can get it to 7 games, maybe, of course, you never know. You got to see what happens after that.